So to begin the program, allow me to introduce Jeff Burrows, our 44th head of school, who is looking forward to welcoming you for the first time.
Thanks, Hillary, and all those that are here with us tonight. Welcome. I'm very excited for you too. I know that most of the important information you'll be hearing tonight will be coming from the students and from the teachers and the department chairs that are going to work directly with you. I would offer to you that in my 3 years of being here at Lincoln Academy, I've come to deeply appreciate this community for how much it helps one another, how much it supports one another, and how much it cares deeply about all of the kids that are here. I'm really proud of the school that we have. I'm proud to be associated with it, and I'm really excited for you and your sons or daughters to be part of this, should you choose to do so. I was a freshman a long time ago, 1980. So, but I do remember it. I do remember how exciting it was, how old 8th grade got. You know, by Christmas time, I was ready to go. So that might be true for some of you too. But I wanted you to know that what we have here at Lincoln is an opportunity for you to really find something you can get excited about. We have a huge range of courses that you'll hear about tonight, lots of activities, sports, performing arts, drama, lots of things for you to do. So you'll probably hear it from other folks here, but start thinking about what you want to do over the next 4 years. It'll come and go pretty quickly for the parents there. Enjoy it all, get involved, and have some fun. But tonight, I think it's about hearing from the other folks here. And so I will just say welcome, and to know that my door is always open. I'm a phone call away or an email away if you have any questions that I can help you with. But otherwise, I'll hand it back to you, Hillary, and thanks for getting this all organized tonight.
Thank you. So next up is Kelly Duffy, who is our Director of Curriculum and Instruction, and she'll be sharing information about our academic program here at Lincoln.
Welcome. It's a real pleasure to see you here tonight, and it's tremendously exciting to start thinking about this next phase of your lives. I have to be honest, I have an 8th grader on this call as well, so I can feel a little of that extra excitement both on her end, but probably even more on mine, and anticipation. So coming to high school, as Mr. Burrows was saying, it's a big transition, but it's a great opportunity. At Lincoln, our curriculum is grounded in our mission. We want you to grow academically, we want you to grow personally, and we want you to grow within your community. We want your education here to be practical, and that it prepares you for work and college and gives you plenty of options. But we also want it to be personal. We want you to be excited about learning. We want you to see your potential and to grow into that potential. To that end, our curriculum is really varied. There's a wide range of course offerings and a lot of different learning pathways. We have exceptional programming in the arts. Hopefully some of you will come see our production of Oklahoma that opens tomorrow night. We have challenging courses in our design and engineering and technology department that can give you hands-on experiences and practical skills for employment. We offer a full range of courses from academic support to AP and honors in each discipline. Whatever path you take, we will focus on key skills like communication and critical thinking, and we'll work to support you in achieving your personal and academic goals. We have a schedule with 4 classes each day and a total of 8 periods over 2 days. A recent addition to our schedule has been a focused learning block that provides you with the opportunity to explore topics that may not fit within the traditional curriculum, but that you're really interested in. It also provides time for extra academic support and opportunities to engage all of our different clubs and activities and to design your own learning. Some of you out there may already have a plan for what you hope to do in high school. Others of you may have no idea. We will support you throughout the process either way. Every freshman at Lincoln Academy is assigned to an advisor group. It's one of my favorite aspects of life at Lincoln. Advisors and advisees stay together throughout the 4 years and see each other every day. Your advisor will be there to answer questions and help you with anything from where do I put my lacrosse bag to should I take AP Calculus? Whether you're an 8th grader who's just done with middle school and can't wait to try out a new place and explore all the options, or you're pretty nervous about this transition and worried about all the changes, or you're feeling a little bit of both, we're here to help you with the process. There's a place here for you at Lincoln, and our job is to support you in finding that place and in thriving here. I'd now like to introduce Eliza Gleason, Director of our Career and College Counseling Office, to talk about the process that you'll go through in getting into Lincoln and selecting your classes and moving through this 8th grade year and into high school.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Eliza Gleason. I'm the director of the Career and Academic Counseling Office. And before we get too far, I have some of my teammates on this call with us, and I just want to introduce them. Our two school counselors and myself as a school counselor. Alicia Lamar is here. She specifically works with students with the last names that begin with A through F. Jose Cordero is here as well, and he works with students with the last names G through M and residential students. And I get the tail end of the alphabet, N through Z, the students with the last names that begin with N through Z. And I think I saw Cindy Blodgett here as well. And Alexa Abbott are both administrative assistants in our office. And really, truly, they're the ones who run our office a lot of the times. And they really, they are the success of our office. And you will probably see emails, notifications, their name in the mix of all this enrollment. So definitely something to keep your eye on. If you are new to the Lincoln Academy community, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Maybe you went to Lincoln, maybe your parents went to Lincoln, maybe you just had a student who graduated from Lincoln the past couple of years, and you might be scratching your head. What did Eliza just say? Career and Academic Counseling Office? What is this? We're formally known as the Guidance Office, so I don't want to throw you off too much. But we really changed our name to demonstrate what we focus on and what we do and how we work with kids. Something to keep in mind as you listen tonight to our students, to our faculty members, is that we are a unique population. We have diverse learners. I love this example because this happened to a student who I'm very close with. She, on her first day of her freshman year, was in an English class. English is a graduation requirement, and everyone takes English at Lincoln Academy. And in front of her was one of her best friends who she went to GSB with, and was from Newcastle. Beside her was a girl who she had never met before from South Bristol. And on the other side of her was this guy from Poland who she had never met before. And behind her was this kid from Rwanda. So that is a real story, and that's Lincoln Academy in Newcastle, Maine. And that's pretty exciting. Our students really go all different areas after Lincoln. I joke around with my students. I say, I love you, but we want you out of here too. And they do different things. They might go right into the working world after Lincoln. They might go to community college. They might go to four-year college university. They might go into the military. And our job as school counselors, and our office's job, is really to get them prepared for those options and know that those options exist. We work very closely with students, and we get to know them very well. And we want to make sure that they get the most out of their Lincoln Academy experience. We work on class changes, academic support when needed, planning a path at LA while they're here, but also preparing a life after LA as well. We will push them. We will challenge them, and we will encourage them to try new things. Jeff gave examples of extracurriculars. We want them to take chances, but also be well supported with that too. This is really and truly why I work here. Our students are unique. I've been to a couple of different private schools. I'm a born, bred, and raised Mainer, and I came back eventually to Maine from Connecticut and DC. And these kids are so unique. They're exciting, they're interesting and interested, and go many different places after Lincoln. I think one piece, I know that the enrollment timeline can be a little anxiety driven because it's uncertain of what's happening. This is your first time selecting a school, picking a high school maybe. So, just to give you an overview of what that timeline looks like, early February is the time where our office will deliver information to the sending schools. So we deliver course guides, course registration instruction sheets, student enrollment forms. Each sending school will get these, and this really allows a student to get this information and go over it with parents and guardians, and sort of look through things. We always have to have a plan B in case COVID messes things up, which it has the last couple of years. If COVID doesn't allow us to meet directly and visit high schools and work with students to get a better idea of what those courses look like and what course registration looks like, we'll meet in classrooms virtually with students. We are here to provide assistance with course registration, answer questions, and really help finalize those course choices. Ideally, we want to visit those schools and meet with those students in their classrooms, but we really just can't tell what February will bring us. Mid-February, we'll have another very similar virtual family night as this, with really an overview of the registration process with breakout sessions to address any questions you might have. So don't feel as though you need to get all the information tonight and remember it for the next year. We'll have other opportunities to give you more information to answer those questions. Then in the early spring, 8th grade teachers will help those kids in AOS 93, those students to enter their course selections into Power School from their classrooms, okay? So they get a lot of help from those 8th grade teachers. If you're on this call and you think, oh my gosh, I'm outside of the AOS 93, what do I do? No worries. You just have to submit a paper course registration form just to our office and we'll enter that for you, okay? I think if you get anything out of tonight, please know that our office is here for you. Admissions does a great job. Hillary does a wonderful job. And we are here to support you and work with you and answer any questions that you might have throughout this process of selecting a high school and selecting courses. So definitely, reach out to us, ask us questions. We're here to help you. Hillary, I think I'm supposed to bring it back to you to introduce the real reason why we're all here tonight.
So this is a great part of the evening. This is our student panel. So to begin, let me introduce our student body president, Addie Brinkler, who's now a senior. I can't believe it. There's this great picture of you at an in-person open house and you're wearing this wonderful sweater, and I was like my favorite picture from open house that year. So Addie's here, she's a senior, and she's going to talk about her academic experience at LA, and then each of the students on the panel will introduce each other and we'll go down the line.
Thanks, Ms. Peterson. I almost wore that sweater just to tie it full circle, but figured I'd go a little comfy tonight. So as was mentioned, I'm Addie. I live in Round Pond and I attended Bristol Consolidated for middle school. It was a big change my first day freshman year, but looking back, I realized how much I've grown from that little 8th grader turned freshman thinking she was so cool in her cat t-shirt first day of school. Now I'm a senior, and last year I was elected as student body president, which has been one of the highlights of my time here at Lincoln Academy. Lincoln really has a wide variety of classes to choose from. I'm sure you guys have, if you haven't glanced at it already, you'll see it pretty soon, that long list of classes, the nice little catalog. And it might seem a little overwhelming now, but it's like what Ms. Gleason highlighted. There's so many people here to help you and, explain what the classes are, what you can look at. And there's also a lot of flexibility in your schedule at Lincoln Academy. Like, you can maximize your time if you're really interested in one subject, or you have people who can help you find your way if you're not really sure what you want to do. I remember when I started, Honors English 1 my freshman year, there wasn't anybody in my class from Bristol. I was, little fish, big pond, and I was just trying to find out where my classrooms were, remembering all my teachers' names, just being with my fellow students and being with my peers in that classroom, all in the same boat, really, brought us together. All that homework Miss Sims assigned really bonded us together as a class. In my sophomore year, I wanted to see if the medical field was of any interest to me, so I hoped to take anatomy and physiology taught by Mr. Buckwalder. This is usually a class full of seniors and juniors, so I was really worried I wouldn't get in, but I worked with the science department and my guidance counselor to decide if it was right for me. Although I don't want to be a doctor, the class is great and I totally recommend it. Junior year was the beginning of my AP classes, which are pretty much the same thing as honors classes. You just take the AP exams at the end of the year and you can earn college credit. The Career and Academic Counseling Office has continued to be a huge assistance whenever I was signing up for my classes. They walked me through the process and helped me understand the workload each class had. There's also a super informative class catalog that gives you descriptions of the classes, as well as any prerequisites required, which are just classes you need to take before you can take that class. Last year, I actually became very interested in English and social studies, and the guidance office helped me maximize my schedule so I could take as many of those classes as possible. You know, and a couple summers ago, I looked at my schedule and I was like, wait, I don't really want to take this class. And I was able to email my guidance counselor, and they got me right into the class I wanted instead. The teachers are just super eager to offer any extra help if you need it. You know, with focused learning blocks this year, there are even more opportunities to get help from not only teachers, but also peer tutors. You know, if you have any end of trimester tests coming up, as I do, you can sign up for a support learning block in the subject and get direct help from that teacher. I mean, overall, you know, you might feel a little bit overwhelmed as you're trying to sign up for your classes, but it's, you know, there's so many people here to help you, and there's just so many different classes you can take. Like, I really encourage you to take a couple classes you'd never thought you would. You know, take a science class, even if you're interested in English, or take a class down in ATech, like our technology building, even if you're sure you like the arts. Like, there's so many opportunities to explore here at Lincoln. I encourage you all to take advantage of it. Next up is one of the meanest alto saxophone players I know to talk about all the extracurricular activities offered at Lincoln, fellow senior Brendan Stone.
Thank you, Addie. So, hi guys. Like Addie just said, I am Brendan Stone. I'm a senior here. I'm from GSB. I've been here all 4 years. Native from Alna. I've been, you know, here my whole life. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about all the wide variety of extracurricular activities we have here. So, as Addie said, I do play alto saxophone. I've been in band. I've been heavily involved in band all 4 years. And my freshman year, I was thinking about maybe expanding myself, putting myself a bit more out there, trying to get myself a little bit more involved. So to do that, I put myself in both jazz bands, jazz big band and jazz ensemble, and I was trying to learn how to improvise. While doing that, I met some great people. I don't know if you know them, Jarrett Goulden, Braxton Farron, all those people. They really pushed me to be my greatest version of myself in music. And because of that, because I put myself out there, put myself into those jazz bands, I'm going to all the colleges I'm applying to, I'm trying to minor in music for all of them. So this isn't me just talking about band. I'm not going to talk about band the whole time. I just wanted to talk about how if you guys put yourself out there and put yourself into an interest that you guys like, even if it's something minor, like if you guys like gaming, there's an esports club that we have here. There's just so many things that we have here. We have a theater program, which is which has an opening night tomorrow night, actually. We have band. We have Model United Nations. We have debate team, math team, student council, robotics, science Olympiad, and a bunch of other different clubs. And my freshman year, besides band, I did try to involve myself in other things as well. I'm not just a one-trick pony, but I was in international club and I joined Ambassadors Club. And even though these weren't as influential to me as band was, I still got to meet a bunch of people. And I've built great relationships with my teachers, like Hillary Peterson. I've become pretty close with her over 4 years, and it's just been great to try to introduce myself into these new subjects and just try to put myself out there, get a new group of friends. It's just a great attribute that we have here at Lincoln. And so next up is Will Farrell, also a senior, to talk about sports.
Hi, I'm Will Farrell. I'm speaking on behalf of sports. I live in Newcastle, Maine, and I'm a senior as well. So at Lincoln, I've always played sports. So I played golf in the fall, and then my freshman and sophomore year, I played basketball in the winter, and then all 4 years, I've played lacrosse in the spring. So sports here are as much as you want to make it. Really. So each season has a no-cut or sport. So no matter how good you are at the sport or how much experience, you can make the team. You'll have practices, games, competitions. So that's very nice. So you don't have to worry about it. And yeah, so when I started as a freshman here, I was so scared about sports. I started on the golf team, which starts even before school starts. So I was trying to meet kids, trying to see how good everyone was. I was just a little freshman trying to swing the club as hard as I could and see if the ball would go somewhere. But no, you meet so many nice people. I met a lot of people I already played golf with, but I met a former LA student. But no, it's a great time, really. I met the sheriff, who was my coach. So you get a lot of good connections there. So he gave me a freebie. sometime. But sports definitely have to push you to be a better student, which is good, which you sometimes need. Like you have trips to Levitt every once in a while, and those are, you get back at like 8:30, even later. But you gotta plan out the whole day, know what you're gonna be doing, make sure you get all your homework done, talk to all your teachers, but everyone's really nice and understanding about everything that happens. So up next is Sunny Cumming talking on the behalf of the student life at LA.
Thank you, Will. Hi, I'm Sunny. I'm a senior too. I have been here all 4 years, and I went to GSB for middle school, and I'm going to talk about student life. There are so many ways, so many aspects of Lincoln that will help you out that aren't directly related to like education and classes. Brendan already mentioned the extracurriculars and sports, but there's also aspects of your school day built into the school day that aren't your classes. And as Ms. Duffy mentioned, one of the most important one of those is advisor time, which is your advisor. If you have a homeroom in middle school, it's really similar to that. It's a group of 12 or 15 students and your faculty advisor. And a really special component of advisor group at Lincoln Academy is that your advisor sticks with you for the entire 4 years. So it's just got that extra element of support, and it's really like your family at school. And as a freshman, my advisor group was super, super helpful for me because your advisor is like your bridge to the rest of the school, because you don't know everything as a freshman and everything's really overwhelming. So it's just great to have an adult with you that you can ask, and they can ask other people questions for you. So that's a really great aspect. They meet every day, and it's just you get to really know the group over the 4 years. And I've had a great time in advisor. It's usually downtime, really. It's like a 20-minute, you meet for 20 minutes every day. And sometimes you have organized activities, especially as freshmen. But as you get older, it becomes kind of downtime. It's just like bonding with other students in your class and other students that you wouldn't typically meet in your classes or in sports or in clubs. And it's just a really great time. And then we also have a thing called community meeting, which is a weekly meeting of the whole school. Prior to COVID, it was a great time for the entire school to physically be together. Unfortunately, we can't always physically be together anymore, but it's still something that the entire school has in common. It's pretty much the only thing we all do all together, which is really important, and it's really important that we have that every week. And I found that as a freshman, it like introduced me to the school. Like you learn things every single week, because just by hearing things in community meeting, you're exposed to the groups, the clubs, teachers. Like it's a place for announcements as well. So you hear all of these announcements coming, and you just learn so much about the school. And it's just a place for like groups and activities to share with the entire school what they're doing. And so for me as a freshman, community meeting was just, you just learn about the school, you just get familiar with it. And it's a great time. And you see, like physically seeing other people that go to the school with you, you see like the seniors, you see the juniors, and you like get the sense of this is what the school is. And I think that's super, super, super important for me, for any freshman. Yeah, and then lastly, we've got a homecoming and winter carnival, which is a week in the fall and a week in the winter. And they're just 2 weeks full of activities and competitions. And it's just a really, really fun time. And it's actually my favorite thing to talk about. So I'm really glad I have this section. So homecoming and winter carnival, they're just weeks, and they've got lots of activities, and they're basically competitions, competing. Each class competes, and you can earn points. And they go to like faculty shield points, and like at the end of the year, the class with like the most amount of points like wins. And it's super cool. It's like a Harry Potter thing. It's just like really, really fun. And it's not only like how the activities are constructed, it's how the social aspect as well. Like going to the games with your friends during homecoming. The like activities in winter carnival are super fun. We spend a lot of time in like the gym, like doing activities. Like my brother was really, really good at Quiz Bowl, and that was like a huge, huge, huge part of his like life at Lincoln Academy, was doing the Quiz Bowl. And like he really cared about it a lot. So it just shows how much like winter carnival can mean to a student. If it's a time where they get to shine, they get to show the school what they can do. Yeah, it is just super fun. And it really got me invested in being in the class of 2022. Like the competition brings out another side to every person, I think. And it's just like, it got me invested in being in the school. It gets everyone involved and everyone excited. And sometimes it's hard to come by in high school. You get, it's monotonous. It's like, you get people getting stuck in a rut and stuff like that. So like, it's just a really fun atmosphere. And yeah, and it's just a really fun time. So that's what I have to say about student life. Next up, we've got Flora, who's going to talk about residential life.
Hi, I am Flora. I'm an exchange student. I'm from Hungary. And I will talk about how does it feel to be living in the dorm, be part of the residential life, and what does it feel like to spend 1 year in Lincoln Academy. It could be a little bit different experience than for other students who haven't spent their whole 4 year here. Because for me, it was a little bit different. I just get involved in the things for like 1 year, and I had to get really close relationship in a fast way with everyone. And everyone was really acceptable, and everyone was really open to have a relationship and help me with everything. And the students and the teachers as well. And for the students who are going to come here for the 9th grade, it could be like a huge and a really great experience. And living in the dorm is the best thing that could have ever happened with me, because it's just so fun. We have weekend activities every weekend. We went for rafting, kayaking. We had so many trips and everything. And I believe that if I wouldn't live in the dorm, I would have never experienced this many trips and everything. And I really love to be part of the dorm, because you can build like stronger connections with other students. And after this year, I believe that you can keep these strong connections with other students. And I believe that if students from other parts of the world are able to come here and don't feel that nervous to just join a new community, people from around and to start the 9th grade, it could be like a really good experience. So I really like to be part of this community and this school. So I believe everyone else who's planning to come will feel the same. And I think that's all I have to say about it.
Thank you so much, all of you, for helping me out on the student panel. It's been great to hear your voices and hear what you have to say. It's always such an awesome surprise to hear what is exciting for all of you and sort of your history over the 4 years. So thanks very much. I can talk about being a parent. It's been great. I mean, actually, Doug and I are in the same general position, maybe a year off here or there. I had a student graduate last year. He's off to college now. And I have a current junior who's currently going to school at Lincoln. Both of them have really done so well here, and not just because of their own, will in academics, and they do have drive to succeed, but having, I wanted to take a chance to talk about faculty here, and I didn't want to take up too much time, but since I get the floor now, it's actually kind of a great opportunity to talk about how strong and supportive our faculty are and have been, especially these last 2 years. This has been a really difficult time for students, and it's been a really difficult time for faculty. And I cannot tell you how supportive they've been to my students and to the students that I see here. I have an advisor group, and I'm just always so impressed that, faculty will go so far out of their way to help a student succeed. We've asked for recommendation letters at the very last minute and gotten them at the very last minute, Miss Duffy. And really on the weekend, and honestly, they have been just wonderful letters, wonderful recommendations, wonderful classes. Teachers here don't just teach from a textbook. They have years of experience and depth of knowledge, and their strength is both in their ability to be close to students and speak one-on-one to students. There's there's a collaboration in the classroom that you don't always see. I find that sometimes you think about teachers just telling kids things and hoping that they remember some of it, but there's so much discussion going on in classrooms, and then, you know, there's a personal connection between teachers and students that you don't always see, and students do feel comfortable going to teachers, and if they don't, advisors are always there to support them and help them communicate with their teachers. It's actually what we do with their freshman year, is teach them that it's okay to email your teacher. It's okay to talk face-to-face with your teacher and say, I'm having a hard time, or I'm struggling with this topic, and can you help me? And they don't all figure it out right away, but they get there eventually. And I have interviewed kids for videos that we've made, and they've left Lincoln, gone to college for a few years, great schools, and said that without their English classes, without their history background, without their science background, those classes that they got at Lincoln were enough to propel them forward and make them very competitive in their colleges. And they were surprised to be with high-level students who couldn't write as well as they could because of their freshman English class. So, you know, I just want to say that I personally have had that experience. My son did really well. He's really happy in college, and he feels prepared, and he feels competitive. And I'm proud of him, but I'm so proud of my colleagues, you know, because I just think that they do such an incredible job, and especially these last couple of years. So that's what I can say as parent. I'll have to grab my notes, and I wasn't expecting to say anything more. Where am I? Oh, I would like to bring one more speaker on before we answer some questions from you. I see there's questions in the chat. Miss Duffy would also answer questions, except she's recording and can't get into the chat. So Jenny Mayer is going to speak for a minute, and I will attempt to keep answering questions in the chat. And she's our director of communications, and she's really our master at getting information out on every platform imaginable. So she will also have reminders about how to stay in touch with us throughout the year.
Hi, everyone. So, you know, pre-pandemic, this was the time when I invited everyone to come to the campus for plays and games and concerts that are coming up this season. And of course, all of that is an unknown. We do have an in-person play that opens tomorrow night, actually, Oklahoma. I got to see it last night. I took some pictures, and it is really amazing. It's an amazing production. Winter sports season may or may not involve spectators on campus. That we'll see. But certainly during the spring season, I would encourage you to come to events at Lincoln. It's really nice to just get your feet on campus and see some of the energy, some of the life force that happens here for those outdoor activities. In terms of keeping in touch with Lincoln and understanding sort of what's going on before you are enrolled here, we do have social media. So I encourage you to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And the website has a lot of information, as well as a way where you can sign up for the weekly newsletter that we send out. Next year, as LA families, you'll get the weekly newsletter anyway. You'll be added to the list automatically. But if you would like to start receiving it now so you can just get a sense of the weekly rhythms, you can opt in on the right-hand sidebar of the website. Thanks, Addie. Addie's my my right-hand person. She just put the link to the website in the chat. And in addition to that, we do start sending emails in the spring that will get you ready for things like something that came up in the chat is recommendations for what kind of device to buy, and contacts for coaches in case you're interested in playing a fall sport. It's nice to get in touch with the coach to find out about any summer practices that are happening. So there will be a series of communications probably in late spring around May and June to get you ready for the nuts and bolts of starting here as a ninth grader. You won't actually hear about your course schedule and your advisor and all that stuff until around August 1st, because those we roll you over in Power School from 8th grade to 9th grade in the middle of the summer. So don't expect to see your teachers and your course schedule until August, but there's a lot of other things that you can see to kind of get ready for the fall. I'll just say something about class size, enrollment and class sizes. Oh, I guess that's being answered in the chat. Average class size is 16 students, which, you know, varies a little depending on the grade and which classes. And I guess that's all been answered. Great. So I'm also a easy person to reach out to if you have questions, but you don't know who to reach out to on the big website directory. I can certainly direct you to the right person if I don't know the answer to your question. So again, my name is Jenny Mayer and my email is easily available on the website. So welcome to Lincoln. I hope we'll get to know you in the fall.
So we do have a few minutes for questions and answers. I see lots of questions in the chat, which is great, but you can feel free to ask directly.
Hey, Hillary. Hey, did you guys hear anything whether or not they're switching anything to do with being able to go to Midcoast for the students? As I know, you know, originally it was taken out. And they were talking about attempting to get it back in, except for, you know, going up to Bath for the outside academic classes.
Are you thinking about vocational studies?
I can answer that.
Yep. Okay.
So you may be aware, part of what had happened with us was that they run an every other day schedule. And at the time when we stopped working with them, we weren't running it and our schedules didn't mesh. One of the advantages of our new schedule is that the potential exists there for us to make that connection again. Right now, we don't know if that's going to happen, but we are having some conversations about whether or not that's going to be an option in the future. We know, you know, Bath Voc Tech program provides a huge range of offerings, but there are a couple that are up there that aren't accessible in Bath. So we are having some conversations about that. But at this moment, I don't have any answers.
And I think too, just to add on to that as well, feel free just to reach out to your school counselor too to get more information. And I think, you know, as we get more information, we're happy to provide that too. But especially as the year goes along, if we have any updates, we're happy to provide you with those too.
I saw a question flick by about how easy is it for a student to start up a club. It's actually really easy to start up a club. If you can find a teacher who wants to support a club, whether it's an intramural thing or something else, the focused learning block is a great opportunity for those sorts of things to happen. And teachers have been really open and supportive in the past of supporting a student interest in a club.
Prior to attending Lincoln Academy for freshman year, are there going to be any summer assignments? Kelly, do you want to answer that? Eliza?
Sure.
Yeah.
Jenny just threw something in there as well, which
okay.
Yep, we're all on different staggered
delays right
here. But in terms of summer work, generally for freshmen, that's only going to be if in an honors class. And we have an honors application process for the options that are available to freshmen. And there may be some summer work with that. Not every honors class has summer work associated with it, but some of them do.
There's a question, Kelly, in here about AP after you've taken some honors courses, about how that process works.
Yeah, so in general, most students who are thinking about taking AP classes often will take an honors course in their freshman or sophomore year that may lead to that course, although it's not a requirement. Some of our classes have a sort of prerequisite step that you would need to take to be able to access the AP version, but a lot of them don't. And so talking to each department head and talking to your school counselor about that pathway is really important. And then the AP classes, for the vast majority of those classes, those are primarily courses that students take in their junior and senior year. And there's a nice progression from those honors courses into those AP classes. But as I said, not every single student has to have done the honors level in order to get into the AP class. I see there were a bunch of things that just flew by about that. I don't know if I captured all of the answers to that.
And I think something just to be aware of too, we touched upon it, with that course selection in those honors and AP classes, those are excellent conversations to be having with school counselors, but we are privileged that our students have these advisors as well. And these conversations are ongoing throughout the years about, maybe certain subjects the student is interested in taking different levels. So this isn't just a one conversation and done. We really are privileged that these conversations are ongoing with advisors throughout their high school experience.
I can talk real quick to the question from Elizabeth in the chat. Is there the opportunity to switch from regular to honors classes mid-semester? It's always recommended the kids, aim high, and, it's because it's easier to fall low. So I always recommend, trying to take an honors class, because it's easier to switch from an honors to a regular class than a regular to an honors class, because of summer homework or the accelerated pace. And when you sign up for classes, there's like a 2-week drop period, when you first start. So, if you sign up for the honors class and you quickly realize, oh, this isn't really for me, there's an opportunity for you to switch out of that. And I mean, same thing, if you were in the regular levels class and you feel like you can move up to the honors, there's that too, but it's a little bit more difficult.
I can take the question about the early college program. So it's fascinating because the early college program is online, and pre-pandemic, I think taking an online class was a bit intimidating to our students. At this point, students feel much more comfortable taking those online classes because they've lived it, and they've had that experience. Those classes are right through the university main system. They're online. Kids absolutely can take those classes and get the credit through the university main system. It's an excellent opportunity. It is quite a bit of independent work. So it is about the fit of the student and their learning. But always a great conversation, again, to have with us. But it's a great opportunity if your student is that independent learner who is looking for that extra challenge. Some students will take those during the summer as well when they have more time and looking for that challenge, especially past 2 summers where maybe students didn't feel as comfortable working or volunteering just with the pandemic. So a great opportunity.
Please let us know you were here. This isn't a registration or application form. It's just a chance for us to see if you were here, see what you were interested in, so that, we can contact you throughout the year. And then please do visit our campus tour. We have a video that was made by our student ambassadors. Brendan's on it. So and Sunny actually also. And so we put this video together over the last couple of years because we've used, like a lot of schools have, we've used video a lot. So that's a really fun video, and it really follows the route that we would have taken you on if we had been here in person. And finally, at the very bottom of the screen, there are 360-degree tours where, if you click on this link, we have a bunch of locations on campus where you can stop and scroll and look around the campus. And, that's through Google. But anyway, all of these particular parts of the virtual tour were put together over the last couple of years by our ambassadors. So please make sure to visit that page and to visit our faculty who are here for you. I also have another guest, the director of the Bath Regional Career and Technical Center, Julie Kenny, is here to talk about vocational opportunities for juniors and seniors, because it's never too soon to think about getting all those credits in place and then going for half the day to vocational studies. And for those of you who are new to us, I'm going to stop sharing. I forgot about that. Sorry. For those of you who are new to us and don't live locally, like I said, please join us in admissions and we can talk further. Students, congratulations on your 8th grade year. That's really exciting. It's going to be fast. You're going to want the year to end, like probably right about now. And then you're not going to want it to end. And then you're going to want it to end again. And then you're not going to want it to end again. And you're just going to go through all these emotional highs and lows. And then you'll be freshmen here before you know it. So let me be the first to say welcome to the class of 2026.